and welcome everyone to the In Focus series of Drishti IAS English. I am Pragya with you today, and in today's episode of In Focus we are going to discuss a very crucial topic that is not only impacting the environment but is also causing severe damage to the human health. The title of our today's discussion is Microplastics and Human Health. In this discussion today, we will be studying firstly about what are microplastics. Then we are also going to examine the impact of microplastics on human health. Then we are also going to see the potential health risks that can be caused by the microplastics. And lastly, we are going to discuss a practice question for your prelims examination and a practice question for your mains examination. So if I talk about the news or the background of our today's topic, see, we are living in an era of technological advancement. We are living in an era of industrialization. But what we fail to acknowledge is the proliferation of microplastics. And definitely they are posing a huge challenge to the environment, and not only environment but a huge severe impact on the human health. So this brings us to the moot point of our today's discussion, that what exactly are the microplastics. So if I talk about the microplastics, they are small plastic pieces which are less than 5 mm of size. That means they can be easily penetrated. You can inhale them, you can digest them, you can, come into their contact by various forms. And despite their minute size, microplastics pack a significant punch, posing substantial risk to marine life, soil health and potentially human well-being. If you talk about the microplastics, they have the capacity to travel through air, water, soil, etc., and that is why they are very risky for the environment as well as for the human health. Moving forward, let us track the sources of origin of these microplastics. So the breakdown of larger plastic debris and the shedding of synthetic fibers from clothing and textiles. Then microbeads that are used in personal care products. All your face washes, shower gels, etc. have these kind of microbeads in them, and that is why time and again the environmentalists warn us that not to use the products which contain microbeads in them. And then there is definitely the industrial abrasives. So these are the major sources of the microplastics. Moving forward, let us talk about the impact of microplastics on human health. So basically, research has identified 3 major routes through which microplastics and nanoplastics can enter the human body. And what are these 3 routes? They include ingestion, inhalation and dermal contact. So if you talk about microplastics, they are found everywhere. The air which you breathe, the water which you drink, the food which you have. If I talk about the water which you drink, this tiny water bottle has a huge amount of microplastic in it, and the identified microplastic in this water bottle is polyethylene. Terephthalate and polypropylene. So these are the microplastics that can be found in your water bottle. Not only this, the tap water also includes the microplastics, not only in the developed countries but also in the developing countries. All the food items which you consume includes microplastics. In fact, your tea and coffee sachets also include microplastics. So no, you are not saved from the effect of microplastics, and definitely they are damaging your health like anything. So let us discuss them one by one, the ways in which it can enter the human body. So the first way is ingestion. So ingestion or oral consumption is a primary route for exposure to microplastics and nanoplastics. Studies have found microplastics in fish, mussels, salts from lakes and oceans, as well as in the commercial salts and bottled water. So you can see that by having the food items, by having the bottled water, all of this can lead into oral consumption of these microplastics. Moving forward to inhalation. Inhalation or breathing is another significant route of exposure to microplastics and nanoplastics. These particles have been detected in the ambient air with outdoor and indoor concentrations varying on location and environmental factors. So this is what I was explaining to you. The food which you eat, the water which you have, the air which you breathe, all of this contains microplastics, and definitely we are exposed to the risks of microplastics in all of the forms. It is all around the globe, okay, and it is mostly present in whatever we are having. Sources of airborne microplastics include synthetic textiles, industrial emissions, solid waste dumping sites and agricultural activities. Not only this, the sea breeze and sea spray near coastal areas also contribute to atmospheric microplastic pollution, and due to their minute size they can travel, they can pollute the sea, they can pollute the air, they can pollute the soil. So it is traveling globally and causing a huge number of risks, not only for the environment but also for the human health. Moving forward to the dermal contact or skin contact. So skin exposure, also known as dermal contact, is a significant pathway for microplastic and nanoplastic exposure. Consumer goods like face creams, face washes and cosmetics often contain microplastics, increasing the risk of skin exposure. So that's what I was explaining, that yes, all your face washes, shower gels, etc. have microbeads in them, have microplastics in them. Not only this, the cosmetic products which you are using on your skin also contains microplastics, and definitely they can break the skin barrier and permeate within the skin due to their minute size. While absorption through the skin is unlikely due to the physiochemical properties of microplastics, deposition on the skin and potential absorption of nanoparticles raise concerns about the skin exposure. Research indicates that microfibers and particles from cosmetics and toothpaste might be absorbed by the skin, necessitating further study into their health impacts. So see, as I said, all of the products you are using, the water you are having, the air which you are having, the food products, etc., everything, almost everything has microplastics in it. So how long will you be saved from their harmful effects? Not for so long. Now let us discuss about the potential health risk that can be caused by the consumption, inhalation, etc. of microplastics. So the first risk that can be there is the gastrointestinal and urinary tract system. So whatever oral consumption you are having of microplastics in the form of water bottle, in the form of tea, coffee, etc., definitely is going to damage your intestines. They deposit in the tissues and they weaken your immune system. They also cause acid refluxes, and definitely you will have metabolic problems, gut issues if you are consuming way too microplastics through oral consumption. Then respiratory tract system, the human lung. Has been the most affected organ by the microplastics. Definitely it can cause various respiratory issues. They deposit in the lung cells, they deposit in your lymph nodes, and You can have breathing issues such as asthma, and those who are asthmatic are exposed to the danger even more. Then blood and immune system, they definitely damage the blood circulation. Not only this, they also damage the brain and blood coordination. And all of this is under study as of now, that what kind of damages are they actually causing on the blood and the immune system. Then brain and nervous system, as I said, they can damage your brain, they can accumulate in your brain tissues, nervous tissues, and definitely you will face various kind of issues related to brain if they accumulate in the brain tissues in a large amount. Then embryos and placental barrier. The microplastics have this capacity to break the placental barrier. They can also damage the fetal tissues. They can also get deposited in the fetal tissues. So yes, it poses a significant hazard to the mothers in the pregnancy as well as the newborn babies, because they have the capacity to break the placental barrier. So these were the potential health risks that can be caused by the microplastics. So as you can understand, definitely we need to be more aware. We need to completely stop the use of single use plastic. Because not only they damage the environment, but also they impact the human health very severely, especially the brain blood coordination and the human lungs. So yes, we need to be more aware that yes, we should not use the single use plastic. We should completely switch to environmental friendly methods so as to save ourselves from the harmful impact of microplastics. With this, we come to our conclusion of our today's discussion. We have discussed what are microplastics. We have also seen that how exactly can they enter into the human body. And we have also analyzed the grave risks that they can cause to the human health. And we have also seen that yes, time is right to completely ban the single-use plastic. Now let me show you a pictorial representation of the sources of microplastics and nanoplastics, the exposure routes that are followed by them, the absorption and the potential toxicity. So see, outdoor and indoor air, food, water, drug capsule, clothing, textiles and synthetic fabrics, cosmetics and skin products, internal plastics, then inhalation, ingestion, dermal contact and injection. They can get absorbed through the respiratory tract, gastrointestinal tract, kidney, blood and lymph nodes. They can get accumulated in them. Skin, urine, feces, exhaled air, everything, through every medium they can penetrate into the human body. And if you talk about the potential toxicity, it includes your DNA damage, cancer, then inflammation, oxidative stress, irritation, etc. Okay, and as I said, they have not even spared the newborn babies. They have the capacity to break the placental barriers and get absorbed in the fetal tissues. So this is the pictorial representation of the microplastics and their sources and the potential health risks that they are capable of causing to the human health. Now let us discuss a practice question for your prelims examination. So the question is, why is there a great concern about the microbeads that are released into the environment? And this is a PYQ that has been asked in the year 2019. So option A, they are considered harmful to marine ecosystems. Option B, they are considered to cause skin cancer in children. Option C, they are small enough to be absorbed by crop plants in irrigated fields. And option D, they are often found to be used as food adulterants. And this answer will be given by you to me in the comment box below. Now let us discuss a practice question for your mains examination. So the question is, critically analyze the impact of microplastics on human health. So firstly, you will write about the microplastics. What are they? how are they, what are the sources, how do they come from, how they are causing global pollution, and then you will come to the impacts on human health. You will write the three sources through which they can enter the human body, and definitely you will write the impacts: gastrointestinal impact, brain and blood coordination, damaging of nervous system, immune system, etc. Whatever we have discussed today, you can write it in very brief. And definitely in the way forward, you can say that we need to stop the use of single use plastics, because they are anyways damaging to the environment, but now they pose a severe challenge to the human health. So you can conclude very holistically regarding the schemes to stop the single use plastic, use of single use plastic. I hope this session was insightful for you. If you have any kind of feedback, please feel free to drop it in the comment box below. If you liked today's discussion and found it to be helpful, kindly like the video and subscribe to our channel for more such interesting updates. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.